You need to find who that girl is. Her resiliency made her an angel. She could walk into a room and immediately stop people in their tracks. 2023 when she was linked with PSG star Kylian Mbappe. She became friends with famous DJ David Guetta. I was like, ooh, finally! Hello, I'm Mackie of My Transgender Date, the #1 dating platform for trans women. Today's topic is all about transgender models. I once dreamed to be a model, but I turned out to be a beauty queen. And now I'm running a dating site for my trans sisters. Now that's what I call beauty with a purpose. Okay, this video is not about me. But what about you, sis? Did you also dream of becoming a supermodel or a beauty queen or none of the two? Let me know. Comment the shoe emoji if you dream of becoming a supermodel and crown emoji if you dream of being beauty queen. But before we begin, make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell. Modeling used to be an industry where transgender people were not exactly welcome. But over the years, there has been a positive shift towards inclusivity and diversity within the fashion and modeling world. I will talk about 10 transgender models who are redefining beauty standards. So if you're into fashion or an aspiring transgender supermodel, keep watching. First on our list is Isis King. Isis' rise to fame begins with Tyra Banks, the producer and the host of America's Next Top Model. Tyra was looking at photos of contestants, as she always does, and she stops on one particular photo. But she's not looking at the model. She's looking at one person in the background, and that was Isis. Then immediately she calls her research team and says, "You need to find who that girl is. I want her in this cycle." And that is how Isis became the first transgender contestant in the show. But this was not easy for Isis. Some of the other models excluded her from friendship groups because she was transgender. Good example of what trans women go through just to be accepted, huh? Regardless, Isis received a lot of support from the LGBT community and she held her ground and she did not win. But the show opened doors for her in the fashion industry, and she is now the most relevant contestant from her batch in America's Next Top Model. And girl, I'm one of the few who witnessed this history. Watching a trans woman on TV and joining a show among cis women, period. Next on our list is Teddy Quinlivan. Did you know that Teddy Quinlivan started her career as a male model, but she decided to transition? Now, you may think that this would end her career. On the contrary, it propelled her to more opportunities in modeling. She was actually discovered by Louis Vuitton's creative director, Nicolas Ghesquière, in 2015. Then she collaborated with luxury brands like Dior, Louis Vuitton, Carolina Herrera, Yves Saint Laurent. In fact, she's known as the first transgender model face of Chanel. And that made her name and face one of the most recognizable in the industry. Third on our list is Valentina Sampaio. Valentina was born in a fishing village in Brazil. Her father is a fisherman and her mother is a school teacher. From her current photos and career, you may think she had an easy childhood. But at 8 years old, she went to a psychologist and she was diagnosed as transgender. At the age of 16, she dropped out of architecture in Fortaleza and pursued fashion. This was the moment that her life changed because she was discovered and signed up with a modeling agency in Sao Paulo. Lo and behold, she got her first modeling job but was fired because she was trans. But this girl perseveres and she did not let that discrimination affect her. Her resiliency made her an angel because in 2019, she became the first openly trans model of Victoria's Secret. And that is not it. In 2020, she became the first trans model to appear in Sports Illustrated. Fourth on our list is Anjali Lama. Anjali is originally from Nepal, and during her early teens, she was mocked for being effeminate. At the age of 18, she moved to Kathmandu. She was gifted by the gods with striking looks and strong jawline. And these unique features made her the face of the biggest cosmetic brand in the Indian diaspora, Lakme. Now, here comes the Bollywood scene where trans people are not very welcome. But Anjali successfully broke into the industry and starred in movies. Anjali is now known as Nepal's first trans model and the first trans woman to walk Lakme's runway. We're halfway through our list, so I'll be mentioning one of the biggest names in the fashion industry. When you heard the word androgynous, what comes to your mind? Yup, that's right, Andreja Pejic. Did you know that Andrea was actually a refugee from Yugoslavia? Then she moved to Australia when she was younger. She did not become a supermodel right away. In fact, at the age of 17, she was working at McDonald's. And while serving food at McDonald's, she was scouted as a model, allegedly. Andreja Pejic started as a male model, and because she has these androgynous looks, she often walked the runway in female clothing. From Jean-Paul Gaultier to Marc Jacobs, she walked both men's and women's shows. And that Jean-Paul Gaultier haute couture show where she dresses as a bride was giving. She initially presented as gender fluid, and in 2013, she came out as a trans woman. And she is now one of the most recognizable trans models in the world. And again, that Jean-Paul Gaultier haute couture show where she dresses as a bride is still fresh in my memory. Sixth on our list is Patricia Araujo, another Brazilian model. Patricia Araujo grew up in a middle-class family in Rio de Janeiro. She wasn't really accepted by her family. When she confessed to her parents that she was trans, her brother wanted to kick her out of their house. She was also expelled from school for kissing a male classmate. Her traumatic past may have caused her to start exploring the adult industry, but then she rose to fame as one of the hottest trans adult stars of her time. She could walk into a room and immediately stop people in their tracks. Because of her beauty, she was able to pursue a career in modeling and make it to the Rio Fashion Week. In 2019, Patricia sadly died because of an illness at the age of 37. But her legacy lives on as one of the most successful trans women in the adult industry. Number 7, we have Jenna Talackova. How can I forget about this queen? I mean, she made noise and questioned Miss Universe. In 2012, she registered to join Miss Universe Canada. Now, the interesting thing is we don't know if she put in her application if she was trans. The great thing is she got in. She was selected as one of the top 65 applicants for Miss Universe Canada. And then she got disqualified. Apparently, someone recognized her from when she joined Miss International Queen in 2010. The organization disqualified Jenna because she had to be naturally born female. But Jenna held her ground and fought back. The case didn't even reach the court because she met the legal gender recognition requirements of Canada. And on May 19, 2012, Jenna won the Miss Congeniality title and made it to the top 12. This event was the first time the Miss Universe franchise opened its doors to a trans woman. That's why Jenna remains the unforgettable queen who fulfilled many of our trans beauty queen dreams. Next on our list is Ines Rau. Ines Rau made headlines in 2023 when she was linked with PSG star Kylian Mbappe. When I heard of this, and as a co-founder of Transgender dating site, I was like, ooh, finally! Another big name in the entertainment industry and sports industry proves that love knows no gender. But their relationship was never truly proven since Mbappe likes to keep his personal life private. Regardless of who she is with, Ines Rau is one true it girl in the fashion world. When she was 18, she loved partying in Ibiza. Because she was such a party animal, she became friends with famous DJ David Guetta. Ines has an unbelievably bold personality, so it's no surprise that she became a model at 16. She got her big break posing with male supermodel Tyson Beckford for French luxury magazine OOB. She became the first openly trans playmate of Playboy magazine in November 2017, and she quickly became popular in the modeling world. But she didn't lose sight of fighting for trans rights. She uses her voice to raise awareness on trans issues whenever she can. The next trans model on our list is Valentijn De Hingh. Valentijn already knew she was trans when she was young. When she was 8, a Dutch program started filming a documentary about her life. Could be similar to I Am Jazz, the series about Jazz Jennings' life. The filming lasted for 9 years. At the end of filming the documentary, Valentijn was already 17. The documentary was released in 2007 and it was named after her, Valentijn. At the end of that project, Valentijn decided to have gender affirmation surgery. But that wasn't the end of her being on television. She became a contestant on the Dutch version of America's hit reality show Survivor. She did not win the show, but she ended up signing for IMG Models and became their first ever transgender model. Now that's a win for me. Since then, she walked several runways such as Maison Martin, Comme des Garçons, Margiela, and other world-renowned brands. Being IMG's first trans model is such a big deal because she paved the way for others to sign up with IMG too. Last but not the least, we have Leyna Bloom. Fun fact for all Filipinos watching, Leyna is half Filipino. She is based in Chicago and started modeling at the age of 19. But modeling is not the only thing that Leyna can do. She's an actress, model, dancer, activist, a hairstylist, and a makeup artist. It's not easy being a trans model of color, especially in the earlier years of Leyna's career when there was a lack of trans representation in the media. But Leyna was passionate and determined, and she became the first trans woman of color to appear in Vogue India in 2017. In 2019, she was also the only trans model to walk the runway at Paris Fashion Week for the collaboration between Tommy Hilfiger and Zendaya. And not just that, in that same year, Leyna made history at the Cannes Film Festival with her first feature film, Port Authority. The movie was the first entry to feature a trans woman of color in a leading role. That's not all. In 2021, Leyna became the first trans woman of color to appear on the cover of Sports Illustrated Swimsuit Edition. Oof, I am so amazed at how she's breaking barriers both in modeling and movies. As I look in the future and even the present, it's just clear that the fashion industry is being more inclusive. I believe that the names I have mentioned here have contributed to the growing visibility of trans models. I have not even mentioned Gina Rosero, Hunter Schafer, Carmen Carrera, Leia T. There are so many. Tell me who is your favorite trans model in the comments. I hope you like this topic. Give me a thumbs up and share this video. Your continued support truly makes a difference in spreading awareness and making the world a more inclusive space to live. Thanks for watching and see you in the next video.